back into the 9, and that's the goal, right? You want to catch that cue ball with a low ball, back and forth off the long rail into the 9. FSR, in my opinion, is as good or as consistent as it gets with that break, and this is a good result here.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I would say.
You know, where's the trouble? The 4 near the 5. The 5 does play in the lower right. I'm looking for the trouble. I don't see it.
Some guys like to draw this across, and many of us like to go 2 cushions at the 4. Kind of comes in on where you can preserve the angle to bounce off the long rail and come back out for the 5 if you come in 2 rails. If you overdraw it or underdraw it, it's a problem. Well, he hit it perfect.
Yes, he did. A little flat here. I think he can cheat it if he has to. Can he go forward? He's going to come back. He can use the 9 as well if he gets a little steep or somewhere around where he is now. Oh, he had plenty of room. Got the most out of it.
Hey, you talk about his long potting. I mean, it's, every time I've ever watched him, that's his strength.
Yeah, and I basically since the World 9-Ball Tour came into effect and they started going with the 4-inch pockets, I'd say, you know, Jeremy and I have talked about it quite a bit. I'd say with him, he's so good with the cue ball. If he has a weakness at times, that's where it'll rear its ugly head with David. Don't get me wrong. I'm in the same boat, Mark, and you probably are as well, right? It's easy to miss anything over 3 feet at this point. But, yeah, I think that would probably be his call to weakness if he has any, is the long ball on a tight table. But he really lets it out here. Looks good so far.
Nice. Yeah, people always used to kind of criticize Efren's 9-ball break as his weakness, but he won an awful lot. I would say his 9-ball break was merely ordinary for the pros, while everything else is so superlative with the pros that you'd say his weakness is that he's barely above average in breaking. You know. And
yeah, and could you imagine if he had the best break in the world?
Oh well, you know. Yeah,
everybody probably would have just quit.
What a textbook break and run out this was.
Yeah, and I really feel like this equipment suits his style. Fresh equipment. Obviously, he plays on that a lot, but got a good feeling for David this week.
That's a beautiful break and run out there from David Alcaide. Ties things at 1, heading into rack 3.
I do a thing back home with, I have just over 100 players that play, and it's a voluntary thing to improve the sport. But we have a Mosconi Cup viewing party each year. And everybody comes out, and we have snacks and stuff and American flags, and we cheer and clap and watch it on the stream. And then we have a tournament that night and just, make a big day of it.
That's absolutely wonderful. Where's this held, Mark?
That will be in Peoria at Racks on the Rocks. It's actually on the second day. We have an event on Saturday, but it'll be the Sunday, December 1st. And so, the energy, and truly, any pool room in America that does not broadcast the Mosconi Cup is missing a heck of a way to promote their business. And, you can buy the stream for $30, and everybody's energized and fun, and everybody's, we're all nationalistic, so we're all like, yeah, when we just winning the lag, we're clapping and cheering.
No, that's some great information, you pool room owners out there. That's a great idea by Mark Wilson, right? Have a viewing party, $30. You can stream it out of all of your TVs there at the room. That's like having the best UFC card in the world for basically free.
Oh, when I had Lindenwood, that's where we started that, and the kids would call me from class, what's the score, I'm on my way, and my wife would make all kinds of sandwiches, fresh baked cookie, and that's why I thought, boy, we're missing it. And even a couple times we had Bergman and a couple other Mosconi Cup guys stop by that didn't make the team. It had so much energy to the whole thing. It was so fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a great time. Racks on the Rocks, shout out to them as well. It's a great room out there.
Oh, there's nobody that has tables better. You might have your tables as good. You're not going to have tables better than Racks on the Rocks. Shout out to Rob Williams.
Yeah, Rob, great people. Well, Vitaliy was a little bit low of the one. Must have caught it a bit thin. It come just short of the left middle. That's how the cue ball ended up low, too. I kept an eye on it. It did not catch a kiss, so he just caught the one a little thin. Did get one down. He's got a long look on the yellow.
That 3 ball's ugly. Doesn't appear to go in the side, and it's not going to go in either corner pocket either.
Well, he might be scratching here.
Oh, he tried to develop it, I think, a little bit with that shot.
Yeah, I don't know that you could do much better from where he was.
He now has a fighting chance in this rack. It's still very, very difficult. You can't get close. The 5 ball impedes the best route to get there, so now you got to play it long.
Yeah.
You might play for the cross-side bank and just go for it, or you might set up to play a pre-planned safety.
He might be able to come tight below the 5. Now he's come long, like you said, Mark. Just needs to carry a little. Problem here is the cue ball's tracking away from the red 3.
Oof.
Yeah, so he's either going to have to hit this hard or soft. Anytime you hit it hard, it introduces a possible miss hit.
Yeah, the pocket shrinks up pretty fast. Gorgeous hit.
Yeah, he caught it wide, and that's how the 3 came out.
And controlled the secondary object ball. That's always the artistry. Like Efren's wicked good at that secondary object ball, getting a position from his billiards background.
Yeah, I didn't think the 3 had any chance of coming out to the center. He caught the 4 so thin that the 3 actually floated out to the middle to give him this cut, which turned out perfect. Well, so far, Mark, these guys are playing, well, like you say, elite pool.
I know, I love it.
Yeah, I agree. They make it look easy, these rules, this format, the 2 random racked. You don't ever have to get a shot after the break.
The guys of this stature, and this is amazing stat, can break and run out on this equipment 30%. No, if you would have said 20, that's pretty good to me. And 30 just is insane because, one, you don't ever have to get a shot. If you do make a ball in the break, you don't have to make a ball in the break. You don't have to get a shot, and then you can't mess up. I mean, it's...
Yeah, to the amateurs, that number might not sound big. 30% is massive.
Oh, yeah.
Steering clear of the middle, coming long of it, very intentional.
Beautiful shooting there.
An excellent break and run there.
Get a nice break and run right back.
Yeah, and Mark, I'm supposed to say something about this. You're going to get $20 off of the pay-per-view this week if you go to my Facebook page, Scott Frost The Freezer. It's my fan page, or you can go to my personal page, Scott Frost. There's a link on the post for this particular match. You get $20 off. I believe that's for the rest of the week if you want to subscribe.
And that digital pool, I think it's digitalpool.com,
Yeah,
right?
Zach Goldsmith, digitalpool.com.
You know what's amazing to me, this setup, and just to see the flow chart on digitally done and with the times, and it's so neat. I've never seen it. It's like outer space or something. And then the fact you can watch any table. There's 32 tables of action, and say you want to tune in somewhere else and you want to watch Van Boning play on the outer table or something, you can just click right on over there. What a cool idea. And I think it's pretty reasonable, too. It's only like $60 or $80 for the whole week.
Yeah, that's extremely reasonable.
Yeah.
Then if you're here in the venue, there's 2 monitors on top of every light so the fans can see the scores from anywhere in the building. Pat Fleming and AccuStats, the entire crew here has done a fabulous job. I was blown away. Watched the cue ball, got a kiss from the green 6. I think it was headed in a drink. And he's got a ball down as well with a look on the 1.
If our sport's ever going to go anywhere, we have to start here. A great venue, something you can be proud of, and then a proud setup here. I mean, well, you can see our crowd's growing. This is only day 2 of what will be a 9-day event.
Yeah, I think it'll be a packed house. We were talking about that before we went live on the air. I can assure you by the end of this event, these seats will all be taken. Ed Vitaliy using the marker to remove the blue 2.
To me, when you're removing the rack, I would take those gloves off because it's so slippery.
Dangerous.
Yeah. It's just so hard to get your fingers on it.
Yeah, so does he wants to avoid any contact with the 8. I actually think he can just go forward a little bit, or maybe a light stun here. Yeah, light stun. A little tricky there, that stroke. These guys make it look easy. Can he avoid the 7 mark? I believe he can, right? One rail out?
Yeah. Oh, on the inside. Yeah, I think so. This is where you have to have effective top spin so you don't have to muscle it. If you have to muscle it, it widens out that tangent line and you get into it. But you want to arc right off the tangent line as soon as possible. Yeah, he's looking at it like that. He knows that 7 ball is kind of half in the way, Scott.
Absolutely, and if he catches any part of it, he's going to stay low of the 3, so he might ensure himself a shot or a good look on the red and just come high of the 7. Take a little more distance.
Queuing up high so he can do this.
Okay, could come short, no problems. It was natural all along. He pump faked us.
Well, you could see he used a lot of spin and very little speed, so it didn't widen out. He wanted to get the maximum he could. Now, right now, he's looking at that transfer from the 4 to the 6. Probably like to get across the table so he didn't have to try to go a 3-rail route. He's got the nice angle to get down there. 2 cushions.
Yeah, looking solid. Looks very confident.
I know I always say this, like back in the PGA days, they had that one commercial. These guys are good. You remember that?
Yes, I do, and they sure are. Talking about golf, what another great sport. He does not want to land straight here. That's why you saw the hand go up in the air. He can get away with it by going forward here, but he's going to have to force this cue ball, kind of warping it. You got to be careful with the new cloth because you can force follow that cue ball into the top left. He's got a slight angle, right, Mark?
Yeah, he can do this.
Yeah, and he can cheat it. Doesn't want to fall straight on the 7 either. Then it gets worse.
Well, he's going to have to power up. He got just flat enough, and then he's near the side pocket. I think he can avoid it, but it's not that easy. And this is where you can jam up that pocket because the pocket actually plays small from here. It's weird. You can't scuff the rail. You got to get by that point on the right side of the pocket here.
Oh, he hit it perfect.
Gorgeous shot.
Yeah, and he got the most out of that. That tells us how tough that shot really was.
Mm-hmm.
And he thumped it.
Good mental tenacity to follow that good shot up with another good shot. Routine 9 ball now. Yet another breaking run out for Alcaide. Well done.
I don't recall any glaring mistakes as of
Nothing.
that.
No. I know. I love matches like this. I mean, it's a 1,000-mile drive down here for me. I would drive down, watch one match, and drive home and feel happy, if I saw it like this.
That reminds me, I'll never forget a major one-pocket tournament when I was a kid. I wanted to drive to Detroit. I'll tell the story really quick. I might as well. And I saved up my money for 6 months. I was just 19. I drive up there. It was 12 hours to Detroit from Des Moines, Iowa. I drive up there. I was so excited to get there. The first guy that I walk into the door and meet is Cornbread Red, who I didn't know was Cornbread Red. He beat me out of all my money. I couldn't get in the tournament. So the same night, I drove straight back. But I enjoyed every inch of it.
That would be the freezer.
Yeah, that was me for sure.
That was you when
Yes,
you were
sir.
young. Yeah.
I was so dejected. That I promise you wouldn't want to be a fly on the wall in that car.
No, you were hell on wheels then, though.
Yeah.
Everything was on the table with you.
It was. I was a wild one. But to your point, right, if you love pool as much as I think the people here do and the people online, man, seeing it in person, there's something special about it.
You go home a 10% better player. You're inspired, and you want to try to emulate what you see.
Yeah, no doubt. Just being around them will rub off on you. Okay, last time, Mark, he was a little short with the one, caught it a little thin. See if he makes the adjustment here. Oh, he did.
Good call. Yeah, he went right to school on that last one. And I love the way he took a lot of care setting up and aiming, because sometimes people at home, they just kind of generally try to hit them hard. That doesn't fly at this level.
No, you really got to bear down. It's obviously, well, it's, in my opinion, the most important shot in the game. Even though that sounds a bit cliche, they are all equally important. No such thing as an easy shot. They all deserve the same amount of attention.
He's looking to see if the 2-ball goes by the 8.
I've got a perfect look, Mark, and it does have a pocket, but boy, he's got to hit it clean. Elevating. He's going to pinch the cue ball back and forth, possibly coming below the 3. Oh, right above.
Wow. That's a 10 on a scale of 10 difficulty there to execute that, and he made it so smooth. Now, it's easy to have a letdown. If you don't cash this in, it really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, back to that, too. I'm looking directly down the line. He did not have a full pocket. He had a clean look, obviously. What a great hit that was. Well, you talk about the letdown.
Did he miscue? I think he did. I think he miscued on that ball.
Yeah, Jeremy Jones would say that might have something to do with the backswing. Did he let up a little bit and cause the miscue, right?
Well,
I don't
I'm
know
not
exactly
sure.
what happened there.
Yeah.
He did look at the tip right away.
Yeah.
After contact.
And he hit the pocket. We know he hit the center ball because if you miscue off center, it squirts away. You don't hit the target. And he still made the ball on a miscue. So solid impact.
Yeah, but I'd have to count that as the first error, obviously, that I've seen, especially after coming with that great shot on the 2.
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
Well, and that is the first error. And he is over there putting extra attention into the tip. So, Mark, I believe you are correct. That was a miscue. But it's still an error. And a big one. Alcaide left with nothing straightforward, though. Do you use the 6 and play the 4 to the top rail and use cover with the black 8? Or you try to get more distance? Can you cross the 4 to the top left corner and bring the cue ball down? I think he's got to do something simple here. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if you could cross it and bring the cue ball down.
Well, the Matador made a good decision with good execution there.
Yeah, very aware of the table and the layout, right? If he happened to make the 4, he was near the 5.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's pretty heady. Puts a lot of pressure back on Vitaliy.
Yeah, and this is tricky, right?
Oh, yeah. You can scratch off of this. You can sell out. It's hard to get a backdoor safety here. And when it's out in space like this, you just have to hope to hit it. You really, you can't even say that was a bad shot. That was just, that's what he had.
Yeah, absolutely. Very tough ball to hit, going off of one rail, trying to judge what that cue ball's going to do. And I think he might have caught a touch more speed on it than he wanted, and that's how that cue ball came a little bit shorter.
He was trying to play it. He was trying to get to that side of the 4 ball. It wasn't just like he was just trying to hit it. He was trying to do something. And then he hits a little extra speed, shortens up a little bit, and then you look kind of bad when it was a well-designed shot. It just had some negative expectation. You're not going to be successful with that all the time.
Yeah, and to something you just said, and he's over the 9 here, but I want to go back to something you just touched on. These guys are always kicking to a certain side of the object ball. And if you're at home and you're wanting to get better at your kicking, just that alone with that mindset can really, really make a difference in kicking. Believe it or not, if you kick to a particular side of the object ball, you will be shocked at how often it comes out so much better than if you weren't thinking that way. Just kicking to a general vicinity can get you in trouble. Let's go into the corner here, Mark. Drawing at 3 rails.
Nicely done. Going to have a hint of an angle here to work with. Yeah, it's right in that weird spot, too. If you hit slide, they can get funny. If you hit topspin and you hit the pocket a little bit, you can get real straight or real off angle on the 8. You hate to punch it.
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to pinch and hold.
Oh, nice. He hit the wide side of the pocket. Look how much pace he took out of the cue ball there. He's pocketing the ball as well. That's how his speed control is good, too. You have to hit the heart of the pocket to get that speed right.
Yeah, and he's sending a message for sure to Patsura. First mistake in the match. Alcaide taking advantage.
Can't world-class pool after 5 games, 3-2. David Alcaide in front.
3-2. We'll remind you, if you haven't done so yet, to make sure that you check out digitalpool.com. Download it on your cell phone, and you can tell your friends and family at home they can follow the entire tournament here on digitalpool.com.
You like bass fishing, right?
I love bass fishing.
Oh, well, hey, I don't. But anyway, Mike Siegel's your man.
I know, man.
Oh.
We've gone back and forth sending texts of who's got the bigger bass from time to time. Haven't talked to Mike in a couple years. Just kind of lost touch. But, yeah, I know he loves to bass fish.
He would take you out down here in places where, you're going to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I'd probably enjoy it.
He's always telling me, top water and blah, blah, blah. And
well, he loves it.
He's 100% all about it.
Yeah, my life has been fishing, really. Pool obviously is a love, but really my passion my whole life was fishing at nearly the highest level.
I know. Shane, too, he gets like a gleam in his eye about it.
Yes, sir. Oh, wow, that's a better hit. Watch the cue ball. He's going to come high of the side. Looks like the success is coming with a thicker hit on the 1, Mark, right?
This is the best breaking match of the day here so far.
Yeah, it seems to me if they're catching more of the 1, it's pretty much wired to the middle versus catching it thin. A lot of times it's the opposite. Just depends. Every table breaks differently, and that's what the challenge is all about. Push out here.
Yeah, I'm not that much of a fan of not trying to tangle something else up in this circumstance.
This is spinnable here.
Right. You don't want to just tempt the guy.
No, and I think he's taking this on now. That being said, he's following this up with an error. These guys are great at getting that out of their mind. I think that's something that Vitaliy has done very well is work on his mental game. He's given this back. Can't tell, Mark, if the 2 is frozen or not. Makes a difference here.
It does make a difference, but he's forced to shoot it, and he knows there's a backdoor safety. Even if it's not frozen, if he can just spin it, it can hit the point and come back where it's at now, and the cue ball's down table. He's forced to shoot, so it frees him up to make a good stroke at this.
I'm a little surprised at the pass up, too. I'm a little surprised Vitaliy passed that up.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm just a little surprised there. I felt like you said, there was kind of a two-way play there. If he doesn't make it, the 2 probably finishes back over on this long rail or short rail. So I don't know.
Now, it got as bad as it could have possibly come out for David Alcaide.
Absolutely.
He did everything good, and it still came out bad. But he can defend himself from here now. He has a chance. Look at that nice hit.
Yeah, and really a mature play right there, not trying to do anything extra fancy. Just know you're going to leave your man a kick and probably a good hit, most likely. But you're gambling to get a good shot afterwards. And like you said, Mark, very surprising he didn't come up with a good shot. He went right into those balls. Alcaide made a great shot on the 2. That was as bad as it could turn out for David.
There's probably 19 ways that it could be good, and 1 way it could be bad.
Absolutely.
That's about what the percentage was from there.
I don't think this young man isn't playing something particular here. What's he try to do? Catch this ball going in and use the 4? Or does he try and catch the ball coming out?
Well, we'll know. If he goes soft, he's trying to use the 4.
Yeah, that's...
Not bad.
No, not bad. I think it was kind of a two-way. If he doesn't catch it going in, he's going to dig deep behind it. So
Right, he wants to have enough speed to get it to the rail. That's
exactly.
for sure. Mike was talking about one time him and I were doing some clinics. He was talking about what he learned from Irving Crane. And one of the things was, you got to make him earn it. Meaning like the Alcaide safety to force him. He knows he's going to kick and hit it. He's not worried about that. But he's not going to take on something that's unreasonable. He's going to minimize his unforced errors. If he makes something happen from there, so be it. Shake the man's hand.
Yeah, an extreme level of discipline, right? That's
right.
That's what these guys have. They pull back the reins when needed. They don't try and come with hero shots time after time because they know in the long run that will not get it. And that's going to be what
a nice shot that was.
I thought he
that
actually caught it too thick. He hit it great.
Boy. How's he say it? The nerves of a cat burglar.
Yeah, just the angle there had
Yeah.
a little bit misled on the screen. I thought he caught it way too thick. It wasn't even close. He hit it perfect. Just wants to carry some type of an angle here on the green due to where the 7 is.
Mm-hmm.
Really doesn't matter which side of the 6 you're on, just as long as you're on one of the sides.
You know, he's got a little work to do here.
Yeah,
I would have thought he'd like that inside angle a little better because it's easier to control. This was maybe, as you get nearer, it kind of gets worse for you.
Yeah, and you touched on it earlier, you've got to hit this with a little bit more speed now, and you can miss this ball if you catch the inside of the pocket.
Right, the pocket plays small in this angle.
Well, boy, he looks clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks incredibly clean and confident. That's something I've noticed. I know his game well now after having the privilege to call many of his matches. He's just got a different air about him. Oh, the delivery's good. The body, no movement. Overrun the cue ball there, but.
And he's fun to watch because he keeps the tempo up. You know, he's he didn't lollygag around over the shot. Once he makes up his mind, he plays it.
Yeah, he and his counterpart, FSR, both quick players. They get on with it.
Good job. Cashing in every opportunity.
And I'm not seeing any movement in the body after contact. And there are times, well, like all of us, we'll have a little movement there, here and there, but there is no movement from David, whether he's using speed or just rolling the ball. So he's looking good. 971 right now.
Yes. Yeah, it's high quality pool. For everybody watching that wants to improve their game, you know, when you see a routine run out from one of these players, and say there's just 5 or 6 balls out on the table, and you say, well, if he stays in line, he's got this, he's going to do it. And they go through, they're just as smooth and just as perfect as you imagined. Now replay it to the start of those 5 or 6 balls, mark them on your table, and practice that layout for the next 4 days. And you'll get this learning. And if you have to thin cut or bank a ball that they didn't, you got to work on that position play and get that consistency rate up. You know, it's not about making hard shots. It's about getting out where you're supposed to. And that's what that does because David Alcaide's not coming to your basement. So, but you still got what you need to learn from that.
Yeah, it's something I just took from you there, Mark, which I tell my students is, you know, a lot of times we'll go in a pool room and we'll see amateurs over in a different part of the room, and I used to do it as well, but they'll be setting up some of the toughest, most difficult shots you can actually have on a pool table. And I don't know what that does for your confidence, right? I think you're better off envisioning the object ball going in the pocket. Make it a little easier on yourself. Repeat it. Make it repetitive. Muscle memory is everything.
Okay, Patsura breaking now. 3 balls on the wing. The one's the ball he's trying to play in the side pocket.
Took a little speed off there. A little speed, just a fraction from the hit prior.
It's a tricky, it's hard to masse because the one's quite a ways out from the long rail, so it's not just that you can't just hit it and make it. You hate to push out. It's hard to push out on this type of shot.
Yeah, his back's against the wall here, no doubt. I think you've got to go to the left side of the 9 here if you do anything, but the problem with that is, Mark, that you could follow it in. So do you even take a chance at jumping this, or do you push to a jump?
Oof. Yeah, that's a long way to launch that cue ball. The way his jump cue works, he bounces. If he got over the 9, he'd probably get off the table with the cue ball, too.
Well, he's as good as they come tactically.
It's such a you got to have that extreme spin, soft speed to masse this. Oh, no, he is jumping. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just like a half ball. Is he jumping or masseing here?
Oh, he was masseing.
Oh, he really got around it. He actually got more than he thought. He caught the inside of the rail and the ball at the same time. I don't think he felt like he was going to get that much out of it.
Yeah. He took a little piece of his cue off, too. I don't know if it's an extension or just a piece, but it seemed like it really contributed more arc on the cue ball than he anticipated.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of those guys do that now when they really have to dig into the cue ball. They feel like they can get a little bit more out of it. The cue action gets a little bit quicker, taking some of that weight off the back end.
You know, Saylor, he used to say that the lighter the cue, the freer the spin. The heavier the cue, the truer it swings. Especially if you're not playing all the time, a little heavier cue picks up that mass or something that goes straighter. But you know, he'd say you just get a couple percent more effect on the spin with lighter cue. So,
well, it's funny, right? I compare that to the break cues back in the day, Mark, when we were kind of growing up, or at least when I was. Initially, we all thought that the heavier break cue would be better.
yeah,
You'd get more power out of a 22, 23-ounce break cue. And now we're seeing, you know, the 14, 15, 16-ounce break cues because of the cue action. They seem to think that it's going to be quicker.
the tip speed, swings. They said the heavier one would produce a little bit more if you could swing it as fast.
You'd like that to carry just a little.
Yeah, this is that funny spot where you and how you hit the pocket. You can get enough speed, not enough speed. You can really look bad on this shot.
Yeah, especially if you try to punch to the second rail. I think you've got to just take your medicine and come with an inside ball. Do you take the cut from up table? You try and get all the way back down, right? Does he have the angle, Mark, to punch 2 rails? I think he's just got to go 1.
He might be able to draw across, too. I don't know. We'll see what he chooses.
Yeah, I think you're right. He can draw past. Or does he have to draw above?
Oh.
He was right, to your point, he was right in the middle.
I think he got into a little, I think he was going short. I don't think he was trying to arc it past there. He knows at that speed. But
Yeah, big error there. That's going to really sting if you're in Patsura's corner.
And it was good execution. You can't fault him on that. It was just a slight judgment error, or maybe he hit the pocket a little full. Either one would cause that.
He did fall funny on the 5, though. Right?
Yeah, it was in that in-between zone. It's dangerous. One good thing, though, he was committed to his shot. I do like that. He executed it, just a slight misjudgment. And Alcaide's he's not backing off at all. If you're hoping for him, you're going to have to take advantage of your opportunities to beat this kid.
Fully agree. Looks as good as I've seen him in a few months for sure.
All
right, Alcaide reaches the midway point of the match first. 5-3, 5-2.
Halfway point first, 5 games to 2 after rack 7.
Yeah, and Vitaliy broke those balls. I felt like he let up just a little bit on the speed. The one comes short. Ended up dry on the break. Alcaide was forced to swerve around the 9. And there you see it. Alcaide winning the last 4 games in a row.
This truly is an international tournament, too. You look at all the different countries represented, it's pretty darn cool.
You can tell right away, got a good kiss on the cue ball, got a great look at the 2. You can tell right away after contact that that 1 is wired, the way he hit those really flush. A little bit of work to get to the 3. 1 rail up, can he avoid the 7 and 9 marker, or is he too flat?
No, I think he's okay. He doesn't need to use inside spin. I think he can just come up with speed. And I'll give him a fairly wide angle, so then he may have to play, back for the side pocket on the 4. Because you don't want to go, well, unless you want to play the 4. Yeah, you can just go across. He didn't have to do that. Probably that's the best decision. End up about, he hit that a little thin. Now he's got this, okay, so he's when I say okay, it's a hard shot. But if he makes it, the speed will be nice to get on that side of the table where the 3's at so he can play the 4.
Yeah, I agree. He's got to avoid the 9 here unless he wants to catch it flush or obviously miss the 9 to the high side, avoid this side pocket. So he's got a little work to do. Does he come to the top side of this right middle pocket?
He's putting right English on.
Okay, he is.
Oh, he's playing the combination. Huh. Well, okay. It's not laying right in the hole. He's going to have to hit a good ball here.
Yeah, and this isn't one you really typically want to roll, so he's going to stop his cue ball just softly. And he caught it thin, Mark.
Yeah. That's the issue, and that's not just hanging when you play for that combination. And he's executing so well, I can't fault him on his decision because the way he played it was eminently easier to get a position than it would be to try to go back and forth like I suggested. It was just that happens, but he knows there's some risk with the combination, but he knows he can defend himself if he pockets the ball. So now,
exactly.
It's just unforced errors is where you lose the match at. You don't have to make great shots. You got to keep your man off of giving him good opportunities.
Well, and there, I think he, like you said, I think he did everything right. There, it's simply a matter of he caught the five a little too thin. That's how the 4 ended up.
Right.
Up there on the top rail.
These balls are 57 millimeters high, and if you miss by a millimeter, it looks like that. So
exactly.
That's the part that's deceptive to people. They think, well, you just hit it around the middle. Not even close for a high-performance pool. A guy like Van Boning doesn't miss with his tip on the cue ball a half a millimeter when he's playing high-performance pool. That's so you have 114th margin of error, which requires 10 hours a day to be able to hit the cue ball that precise.
A lot of good things can happen here. And a lot of bad things can happen here. You've got to know the cue ball is going to lengthen out on this cloth there. It was really interesting the way he measured that up or eyed it up. He got down on it and kind of looked like he was going to get off the ball a couple times, but he stayed down on it and pulled the trigger. So I don't know if he even knew that he was exactly where he wanted to be there.
Yeah, he didn't seem very committed. I think you nailed it. Seemed sort of ambiguous, hoping when he shot rather than committed. That's the one thing with Alcaide. He is committed to his shot, right or wrong.
Yeah, he is really the epitome of a European player. The fundamentals, the discipline. He exudes discipline.
And when you play someone that's taking advantage of every crumb here, then you start to, it's like the body blows finally take a toll on you a little bit, and then you start to flinch a little. The pressure mounts. Now you don't perform at the same level you would if things were going a little bit smoother for you.
Yeah, and then here, just make sure to get through the ball. Don't baby it. End up with something long and awkward on the 8. The 9's really not a factor. Just pinch a little inside on this ball. Yeah, like so. Get through it clean. Nicely done.
I marvel at the mental toughness of these guys that make great shots and then followed up not giving disrespect to the more routine shots and cashing these opportunities in. Yeah, this is a big rack here. It's not insurmountable, but the noose is tightening here.
That's 5 in a row for David Alcaide.
Yeah, 5 in a row, Mark. I mean, it's been Alcaide. Really, since we saw that miscue, I guess it was on the 4.
Yeah.
Or was it the 2 or the? It was the one of those balls.
No, he was getting position on the 4. So
he made a great shot on the 2, getting position on the 4, and he miscued, right?
Right.
Talking about Vitaliy.
Right.
And since then, it's kind of been all downhill. For Vitaliy, obviously, uphill for Alcaide.
Only 2 errors made, 46 balls pocketed.
Yeah, and any time you're shooting in the 900s, you're happy. 958. Well, that tells the tale.
Shane Van Boning standing off to the side, scouting the opposition for the Mosconi Cup here, Alcaide. He must be up next on this table.
Yeah, he plays at 9:30. We'll let you know soon if Shane's playing here or not. See if he makes an adjustment with the speed. Yeah, there, you see the adjustment he made? He's lost the cue ball, but he was aware of the fact that he underhit that last rack, which was 2 racks ago, 2 full racks ago. He underhit it, caught the 1 low, no action on the object balls here, makes the adjustment. We see it all the time, where they over-adjust.
Right.
And typically, we just don't see that, Mark, where they knock the cue ball off the table.
No, he stayed still, but he hit downward on the ball and got the cue ball bouncing, and then it hit the high side of the 1, which produced more lift, and then it was a 1 hopper onto the floor. It looks like Simonis carpet in here, though. It was still spinning down there. So.
Just going to drop past the 6. Take the 2-rail line, coming in towards the 4.
Yeah, the conservative position route is the answer, and Alcaide's the master of that. People always talk about pattern play, pattern play. What's pattern play? What that means is that the least amount of cue ball travel after you hit an object ball is what good patterns are.
That's exactly right. These guys make it look so easy, but when I'm teaching at home, that's what I talk about. Anything you can do to keep that cue ball under control with less movement and higher percentages is what you should be doing. Well, I think he comes. Does he come back for? He's got to come back for the middle here, right? In the 7?
I don't know. I guess he's queuing up low, so apparently that's it. And that seems like it's short to me, but at the table it looks different. And when I look at the overhead, it's very, very. See, when here you can see it's a much nicer look than.
Yeah,
this looks way tough over here.
Yeah, we have a couple looks here, and the overhead looks a lot different than a different view that we have.
Well, that was the right shot. I mean, he easily negotiated that. And then when I'm looking on the overhead, it's just.
It didn't look natural.
Didn't look good. No,
Yeah.
It looked like he really had to make a shot.
Where he was natural all along.
And while he hasn't won the match, taking advantage of this scratch on the break is a crippling blow.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder what's going through Vitaliy's head right now. He's just kind of stone-faced.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do, but you sort of need Alcaide to make a couple mistakes, and it doesn't appear that he's willing to do that.
7 games to 2 as we head into rack 9.
Yeah, and take a look at the Premier Billiards instant replay on this break again. And
He hits downward.
Yeah, he does hit downward.
On the rail.
Caught the 1 thin. Caught the second ball thick.
Bounced on the first rail, bounced over the second rail.
Yeah. I think he lost a little accuracy, adding the power as well. It's kind of funny, right? I highlighted how he let off on the break prior.
Yeah.
These guys are so aware of how they hit the ball, and they're thinking about it nonstop. That's why they are so good. That's why we are in here and they're out there. Alcaide. Total breaks 4. Total successful breaks 4. Total balls on the break 4. A lot of 4s there.
Yeah, he's definitely leading the pack on the whole day as far as his break quality through this match thus far. We've had a significant number of dry breaks.
Yeah, and to me, it seems like he's been catching the one a little bit heavier than the other guys. Well, there he caught it thin, and the one came low. He hasn't been playing the corner ball mark. He did get it down. He's been playing the one. I'd like to say he almost got away with one there. So the other 4 balls pocketed on the break were the one.
Boy, this is kind of the crucial shot of the rack here if he can get on that 3.
Yeah, the cue ball's going the right direction. Just avoid the middle.
Sometimes you actually attack the 3 with the cue ball to avoid that scratch. Oh, yeah, perfect. Oh, nice.
Yeah, he really did. I don't see anything terribly wrong about coming short side of the 4 if you want to play it to the lower right. This is player preference. I almost feel like you can hit the cue ball a little easier playing the 4 to the short side, but he's probably going to come back across the path of the center table.
He's making a decision. He's definitely considering your shot.
Oh, well, the 4 plays in the side, so that changes everything. Yeah, by his body language, it tells me that he's looking at the 4 in the side.
And then come around 3 rails, or go all the way across and just try to roll it, because that's a pretty narrow window to get position.
Yeah, I don't think he can go wrong coming to this top rail, 3 rails, but see what he's thinking. Looks like he's just going to come across the 6 and 7, and that's what he's done. Apologize, guys. Our angles at times look a little different than what they see out there on the table. The overhead did tell me that the 4 was easily playable on the side.
Well done. He made the right decision and the right execution. Didn't have to hit it hard at all to get on this 5. Is that the stun draw here over to the side rail and away?
Yeah, and this is one you can lose into the side pocket if you miss-hit. He's hit it perfectly. Most rotation players will take this to the second rail with an outside ball. But you'll see some go 1 rail.
Boy, that's a good hit. When you have your speed good like that, you know you're hitting the pocket pure, because if you rattle one in there, the cue ball speed is way different.
Yeah, you're right about that. That speed was absolutely perfect. Everything about it, the way the object ball entered the pocket was clean. He is feeling good.
Oh, perfect.
Might have been a little happier off the rail. He's got to elevate just a hair here, but should be fine.
Super smooth, break and run out. This will be his, let me put my 3rd one of the match. I have to put my glasses on to read my writing. 8-2, and you know that happened all from that scratch on the break, and now that's cost 2 games for that, right? And look at all the ball quantities pocketed. He's up to 969 TPA.
Yeah, I think Patsura was at 971 after the first 4 games. They were both neck and neck. Yeah, the scratch, the miscue early on by Patsura. Now, here you have it. It's been all Alcaide.
Well, we're going to have a brief player timeout, Scott.
Me too. Yeah. So do they cut us during this?
No, probably not. Always consider it.
Yep.
You can hear it? Yeah.
Awesome. It's all good. Yeah, energy's good. I mean,
Players are allowed to shoot foul. I'm allowed to shoot foul. I didn't drink, so you're good.
All right, everybody, we're back. Patsura, it will be breaking, trailing 2 games to 8.
And back to back, broke dry, then made a ball but scratched. He's got to settle down here, make something happen. And that's the hit. Got a good kiss off the 3. I think the cue ball was tracking towards the side, but this is exactly what the doctor ordered for Vitaliy. Really a natural come around here to the 3, I think, Mark, if he can avoid the 8.
Yeah, looks like he might. I don't know. If he can just roll it, that would be great because your speed control is going to be so on the dot. If you have to maneuver around the 8, then it gets a little trickier.
Yeah, just maybe even just a touch of right, just a center with a touch of right. Just kind of helps the cue ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then you can play it softer and you can have enough speed. Well, he didn't use right.
No,
he was able to do it.
Yeah, just rolled it.
Good shot. Hit the thin side of the pocket just a little bit.
Yeah, and that's another, you bring up the side of the pocket. These guys are always playing the object ball to a particular side of the pocket. Yeah, if you don't have to do a lot with the cue ball, center is great. But it really introduces which way the cue ball is tracking on where you contact that pocket with the object ball. Especially when you're cutting balls. You always want to go to the wide side of the pocket, or the pro side as we say it. Is he too steep here to hold?
Well, I think he'd like to hold it if he can.
Yeah, just
we'll find out. Yeah, he's not going to travel if he doesn't have to.
You might just have to take a little more distance. Really nothing wrong with being straight on the 5 either. If you want to just draw back out towards the center, it's okay here. I get the feeling he's going to go to the top rail, though. Well, the feeling was wrong. He had plenty of room to hold, Mark.
Yeah. He kind of realizes that he has to cash this in. He can't count on Alcaide not getting out from wherever the balls are at.
Is he going to a low ball again, or is he punching between the 8 and 9?
He's rolling. Oh, no. Left English. Oh, wow.
Well, that just really opened up, didn't it, off that second rail?
Yeah, gorgeous hit.
Like to just be right past where he is now. He can afford to get straight on the 7 here, though, but yeah, this is ideal. 2 rails over. Doesn't even need to get to the second rail if he doesn't want to. Most of these elite players like to.
Can he just top spin up here, it looks like. And he have to go to a second rail. Yep. Yeah, that's a nice break and run out after a break. Change that dynamic a little bit. His TPA now surges up to 872, 850's pro level, 900, elite pro level, above 900, incredible. Alcaide, 969. That's otherworldly.
Yeah, outside of the scratch on the break and the miscue by Patsura, I'd say both these guys have played as good as we've seen on this table. Don't let that 872 mislead you. Obviously, he's only got 3 games under his belt, but really not a lot major that he's done wrong, but that's all it takes at this level.
I remember it was 2 apiece at one point. It was anybody's ball game.
Yeah, and that's another thing I think you've got to think about if you're Patsura, right? Or not think about. But funny things happen with the alternate break format. Sometimes we as players get down 8 games to 2 or 7 games to 1 and think, well, I can never come back because it's an alternate break format. Well, look at what Alcaide's done. He's won 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Up until this last game. Funny things happen, so you just got to stick with it.
Well, in the last match, I brought up one time we were at the tournament in Las Vegas. Alternate the break. Hopkins got ahead of Reyes, 10-0, going to 11, and Reyes won.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, because
it can happen, though.
You can't get ahead 10-0 if you can't lose 10-0. You know, I mean,
that's exactly right. Yeah.
But the mental psyche part to come back, that's where, it contributes where you think, well, I can't never do it. Well, you actually can, but if you get negative, you're probably right. You can't.
That's exactly right. I feel like this is obviously a massive rack for Alcaide and the opposition.
I grew up old school where it was winter break, but people like to alternate the break nowadays because the matches tend to stay closer. They say Pat Fleming proved that it really doesn't have any bearing on the match. But anyway,
No, I get it. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that could be debated forever as well, right? It's interesting that Pat proved that it really has no bearing on it. Because you do see runaway matches with the alternate the break, just like you see runaway matches with the winter break. It's kind of in between here. He's going to go to the side pocket, I believe, with the 4, because the 4 is real tight past the 7. Yeah.
and for that reason, in alternate break format, I don't think there should be a speed requirement on the break. I think it should be if Corey can make the wing ball, then so be it. You can too. Practice up. Because they don't regulate how hard you hit it off the tee in golf. They say you got to lay up. You got to drive the lake. You can lay up if you want to. I think it's kind of silly.
No, it's an interesting point.
Good shot there.
Oh, yeah, he put inside on it there.
Yeah, boy.
Really comfortable.
He's playing absolutely flawless. You just can't play any better pool than what David Alcaide's done in this match.
No, it's like he's making a point, right? He's putting a show on, that's for sure. It's good to see. He needs it. He needs to carry forward with this as well. I feel like everything sets up good for him here. Wants to redeem himself after the Reyes Cup.
I wouldn't mind if he won this tournament and then just played terrible in the Mosconi.
I wouldn't either, Mark. Or somebody stole his cue. Tell you what, they're hard guys not to like, these guys.
Oh, yeah. No, they're always smiling.
Such
fun.
good guys. Yeah.
Anybody that loves pool like that is like a brother to me.
Absolutely. And they're just great guys, man. They're lighthearted guys. Yeah, nice hold there. He actually held it more than he expected.
Yeah. This is kind of tough. He's got to stretch out. He can reach it. No. Going to grab the. Oh, okay. I don't object if he takes another look at it here. Crucial. Devastating.
He's on the hill.
He's a tough customer.
Yeah, really driving the dagger there to Patsura. One away is Alcaide at 973. 72 balls pocketed.
I know it. And then probably on the other side of the ledger, probably 20 balls pocketed. It's just been all David Alcaide.
All right, young man. Your last at-bat was a break and run. That's all you can do. Try to repeat. Took a little speed off there, but
oh, 9 ball. Hello, first golden break we've had here on the TV table.
And the accuracy of that contact with the one was flush.
Yeah, that was really good. The one went in the side too.
Probably get another look. Sure,
Hey,
got
we
a
get
kiss mark.
Premier Billiards instant replay. Here it is. One in the side. Cue ball trims across that. Then the 9 gets redirected by the 4 into the corner.
Yeah, that's really patented, right? That's what they want. They want that flick off the cue ball, one rail into the 9. Get that 9 rolling. Couldn't have come at a better time for Patsura. You know, he's not a long way out of this match. Glaring error or two from Alcaide. Before you know it, we could be within a couple of games. That's the beauty of this sport.
Oh, yeah. My one friend used to say, I've seen sicker dogs get well.
Interesting. He's done this twice where he's drawing to the second rail above the side pocket. He's catching the one much thicker than the other guys. Does he take this on, Mark? I think he's got to go rail first here.
Yeah, he kind of took a look at it like he wasn't completely dissatisfied. I don't know. Here on our overhead, it looks a little, but it's different out there, so we can't say whether it's a little better than what we think it might be.
I mean, there's value, right? If he does knock it down, he's probably going to get a look at the 3. 8 is a big ball right now, but it could be a big ball if he makes the 2. See what happens. Cue ball could get snookered behind the 8. It's in play. Speed's got to be right here. That's the only thing.
Well, he doesn't have to masse, so that's the first start of a good thing here. So he can shoot right to the point on the rail that he wants to. Oh, hit it good, but just wouldn't take it.
Yeah, just overcooked it a little bit.
Isn't this how it goes? Jacked up on the 2 here.
Yeah, never easy, right? I think he's got to go forward here. Catch the 2 a little bit thin to the wide face of the pocket. Well, he's so far over.
Yeah. You almost have to go rail first, maybe. Is get it. You're not going to get close doing that, but at least you can get it off the end rail.
No, I agree. He might be able to get out a little better, get out in the middle. I think if he was left-handed, this really makes a big difference, but he's going to play your shot, Mark, and I think it's the right move.
Well, I think it scratches on if you try to go just forward and jacked up. Oh, he went. Wow. Okay, I wasn't thinking of all that. That worked out great.
Yeah, he really got through that ball. I didn't think he could come to the top side of the 7 going.
I would have been happy 8 inches off the end rail. You
Absolutely.
know, that's what I was thinking he should do. But if you can make this shot, that's infinitely better. Now he's got a great chance to get out.
Yeah, he used some type of a forced follow with that rail first to get above the ball. Just smooth this in. Really, I guess it's 5 to the 6 and the 6 to the 7 here, but there's nothing wrong with staying below the 5 here. Just drawing out past the 8 like so. Yeah, he's going to one railing out, Mark, towards the center and just carry your angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anything near the center of the table plays pretty nice.
Might not even need to go one rail. Yeah, he can just hold. Can't do much better than that. He's just fine here. Just get past the 8. Due to where the 9 is, I think you're better off coming a little past it than you are staying short of it. Either one will be okay, but he's aware, and he is past it.
Gorgeous. Great tenacity here. Patsura got through, negotiated kind of a tough layout of balls there. Got through there pretty effortlessly. That's quality pool. You ever watch Greg Hogue, his training videos?
I haven't, but I know Greg well, and I'll tell you what, the guy has heart for days.
Oh yeah, I love it. He gets on there, and he's a little redneck and everything.
Oh, yeah.
and he comes on the TV, guys, gals, Red Door Den Training Center, and I get up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, and I start cracking up, and I watch him, and he does very well with the shots, but I just love his energy.
He's got great energy, and he's
Yeah.
actually very intelligent. He's been through a lot, Greg, and he's really passionate about teaching.
No, he's a great guy.
Yeah, so he's found a good pace to hit this break, and he's going to have another good look at the 2,
Wow.
I believe.
Things can get a little more interesting here if he gets out.
Yeah, and we just touched base on that. I mean, it doesn't take much, right? Now the pressure kind of swings to Alcaide. The overhead tells us this is a little tighter than what I first thought.
He's going to have to make a good shot here, but look at Patsura. He's playing almost 900 pool. You normally go into a match and expect to be close.
Yeah, big shot here. Oh, very clean. Just held for the 3. Yeah, a little more angle there than I initially thought. Just want to avoid the 8. Now, anywhere towards that kitchen line, towards the center up there, and just take your cut on the 4. Don't try to get perfect. Yeah, this is good. Is that where he wanted to be? I mean, it doesn't look like a problem, right? But can it become a problem?
Well, he's a little straight, but I think he can negotiate the pocket here well enough. Well, he's queuing low, so that means he's drawing back. So he may draw back to play 2 cushion position. No, he's going to draw it all. Just needs to get back to the head string, but he has to avoid the side pocket point as well.
Yeah, is this one where you don't want to try and overdraw it and miss the object ball?
No, that's exactly the one.
Yeah, just pitch it back 3 or 4 inches even if you have to.
Right.
Try to come all the way back. Could get you in trouble.
Whatever you do, don't miss the ball. That's the main thing here. Yeah, just take what you had. Now, this is tough enough. You just roll it in and let the cue ball go into the 8 lightly and just take your medicine. Don't try to be cute.
Yeah, you might be forced to put a touch of inside on this to come to the second rail.
He did. And you made a good call there. Did he get enough? Yes, he did. Good job.
Yeah, now he's all natural. Home free here, just knocking this down. Within 3, just like that. Still a lot of work to do, but he's still in it. And it makes a difference. If he happens to lose this match, it still makes a difference, right, Mark? Going forward, your attitude towards your next match is a lot different than if you kind of let it slip away.
Yeah. I mean, look, you're playing a guy that's playing 969 or 9, whatever it is. I mean, there's no shame in that. Alcaide's going to take a little break now. Slow this momentum down if he can. This is another one. You're going to get kind of Jasmine Ocean's instructional videos.
Oh, really?
Oh, killer. Just some of the best. And it's not that I don't know the material. Her presentation is so fun. She's got these little different things.
She's easy on the eyes as well.
That too, yeah. But you would just love what I mean. Like I watch the same video sometimes 2 or 3 times over the course of a week. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, she's got these mannerisms and facial expressions, the way she expresses herself.
Oh, I love it.
Entertaining as could be.
Nice. Mark, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
We'll get a commentator timeout here.
Sounds pretty good from over here, but they're going to be closing in 15 minutes. So if you want something, get it now. The concession closing in 15. Also, you want to shoot some pool, want some action? 25, 20, or I think it's 20. $20 King of the Hill. Winner keeps the table over in the side rooms. And that's either going on now or starting right after this match. You can go check it out or you can shoot some yourself. $20 King of the Hill in the side rooms. Back at it, David Alcaide will have the break on the hill.
Okay, everybody, we're back. 9-6 is our score. Both players playing north of 900 pool. Alcaide, you like to be productive off this break. Made the one. Two ball's gonna lodge up nice. Oh boy. Three ball. Oh yeah, that got good too.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more, right?
No.
He's pretty flat, though. Can he get around for the three into the middle? Might have to power draw this ball, believe it or not, due to where the 8 is.
You know the center ball extreme left too, because if you power draw, you can get behind those balls.
Yeah, and I meant almost, not to your point. You can center ball this, just allow that second rail to take the cue ball.
But it's a ton of squirt because you have to get extreme side with no forward momentum, so it's just spin that carries it around, and you can definitely miss doing that, but you can also get really good results.
Yeah, I think where the 3 lies, I think that's the shot he's got to play. Yeah, and that's what he did play, and he did very well at that. It's about as good as you could do from there.
He may look a little easier than I thought it was, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be one of those where the ball would still be spinning at this juncture. So
yep, same here.
He didn't have to do as much as I was afraid that he had. He is hitting the pocket really clean. That helps, too.
I don't know that he's going to be able to avoid contact on the next shot with the 6. Unless you get here. No, he can't avoid it. He goes forward, but tricky, right?
Very, because the combination's not just straight into the pocket. You have to manufacture a little something there, too.
Could use the 6 to his benefit if he'd like with a right ball. Wrap out 2 rails out of the lower left corner.
Looks like that's what he's playing, off the edge of the 6. Yeah,
liked a little bit more of the wrap. quite get it out of there. To your point, it's not straightforward. He's got to cut the 7. 5 will set up nicely if he gets it down, or should.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just a medium speed. Good shot. Good shot there. Wow.
Yeah, and that might seal the deal for Alcaide.
This would be his 5th break and run out of the match.
Yeah, and he's really earned it. He's played solid since the very beginning of this match.
Well, yeah, if you play like this, you're not going to lose to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, look at the stats. Patsura at 9.12, Alcaide at 9.63. 2 rails around here. Saw a little bit of a flinch in that back arm there, but I haven't seen that at all this match.
Yeah. Oh, gorgeous. Virtual cinch for the match ball here. Both players well over 900. I mean, it's the best match of the tournament thus far on this table for sure.
Yeah, privileged to be part of it. Alcaide, slight celebration here, taking a picture. Played excellent.
Yeah.
He's looking at me. He's giving me the eye because he knows I'm kind of critical of him at times. But I think that's how you need to be.
Stuck his tongue out.
Yeah, yeah. So I think he's maybe leading towards the Mosconi Cup. All right.
All right. Well, it's been a great day. We hope everybody else comes back next time. And that's our time for this time. Until next time. So long.
If looking for to shoot some pool tonight, $20 King of the Hill. In the side rooms, winner keeps the table. It's $20 a game. Sounds like lots of fun if you want to shoot in the side rooms, King of the Hill. Some great matches going on all out there. Just check the big board and find one that you want to check out. But there are some big ones going on right now as we kind of weed our way through day 2, making it into the final 64 tomorrow. So it's going to be lots of fun here at the 2024 International Open.